What's up in War Eagle, War Rapport family? We are back, the War Rapport, doing another Facts and All edition right here for y'all. The rapid fire questions, and we are about to get this started. Fellas, are y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Facts or Not, newcomer Eku Leota will lead the team in sacks this season. How are we feeling about it?
I'm going to say nah. And it's not because he's not talented. It's not because he's not experienced. It's not because he hasn't already been productive. But he's going to be playing against better talent than he played against last year in the Big Ten. And I think Wooden on the opposite side is actually going to have a monster season. As long as we get the sacks, I don't really care who gets them. But even though I'm glad Leota's here, I think Wooden is really going to have the breakout season. So, nah.
I'm going nah on this one. Listen, I expect him to perform admirably in Derek Mason's defense, but the way this thing is going to be set up, I actually see possibly a linebacker leading Auburn in sacks this season. So those guys are going to be getting off the ball. This defense, I've already been on record saying that I believe that we will lead the league in sacks next season. Listen, pick a player. If he does do it, then great. If not, somebody's going to do it. But I'm going nah on this one. Somebody else will take that title.
I'm going to go nah here. And I'm not quite sure who's going to lead, but I'm going to go with the dark horse here. And it's someone who impressed me during spring, and that was Romello Height. I like how he got off the edge in the spring game, and it was against our first team offensive line. Say what you will about them, but I am impressed with this guy and his ability to set the edge. I think he will get in the backfield. Given that he gets some time, I think he'll make some noise, and I don't think Eku Leota will lead the team in sacks, even though I think he will be productive, so it's a nah for me.
Surprisingly, I'm going to go for the sweep here and say nah as well. I actually think the leader in sacks for this team is going to be the kid we just got from Kansas. I think that Marcus Harris is going to come through and be a wrecker on that front line. And I actually think more so because Harris is going to be able to play inside a little bit too. So I think he's going to have more opportunities to get to the quarterback, and it's going to lead to more productivity in sacks. I'm going to go with Harris as the leader in sacks this season.
All right, fellas, facts or not? Auburn lands at least one offensive tackle in the transfer portal before the 21 season starts.
I'm going to go facts here. It's anyone's guess who that's going to be. We've talked to other reporters, and the coaching staff has been pretty mum on who they're targeting at that position. But I do think that Auburn is able to go into the portal and grab someone to play offensive tackle. Just don't know who that is. I'm being optimistic at this point, so it's facts for me.
I'm going to go nah on this. My optimism for the need is going to make me want to say facts, but right now I don't have any evidence to suggest that we do have any solid targets at offensive tackle. I do think we will try to go and get some. I'm just not sure that we're going to land them. I do have confidence in Will Friend's ability to coach up some guys, but I just don't see the target right now, so I'm going to have to go with nah.
I'm actually going to go nah here as well. Listen, the portal has been thin on quality offensive tackles. So, I don't think these guys should just go out and get anybody. And I'm leaning on Will Friend. I beseech you, coach these guys up, help them get their weight up. I know we haven't recruited well at that position over the last few years, but, there's still some guys in there that I feel like can play better. Now, we may not be very deep, but the guys that we have can play better. Get them there. So I'm going to go nah.
I'm going to say nah as well. Listen, as much as we beat up on the offensive line's performance for last season, I think Council is a quality right guard. I think Jones is a quality guard. And if you believe the preseason hype for Nick Brahms, surprised us too, third team all SEC on the Athlon ranking, then we may have 3 out of 5 positions solid already. And a lot of people have tried the other 2. I think this is going to be an indictment of Will Friend's ability to coach them up. And I think they might actually have to do that here before they start getting quality looks from offensive linemen that are really, really talented and coveted. So I don't think we get anybody else. Nah.
All right, guys. Facts or nah? Auburn's QBs will have more rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns this season.
I'm going to go nah. on the back of sheer hope. Nah, I hope not. I hope not.
I'm saying nah, because I don't think that's the offense that Brian Harsin wants to call. I think he's perfectly fine with a quarterback who can scramble and make plays when something breaks down. I don't think he's going to call a bunch of quarterback options or a bunch of quarterback reads. I just don't think that's who he is as a play designer and an offense designer. And I gotta say, if we end up doing that a lot with Bo as the projected starter, I think you're gonna see him get pulled for a guy like Finley, who, though he may have some athleticism, he wants to stand in the pocket, and that's why they got him. They want somebody who's gonna stand back there. So no, we're not gonna have more rushing touchdowns and throwing from the quarterback position.
Nah. Like, that has not been the case in the first 2 years with Bo Nix. I don't think this year is going to be any different. So I'm going to say that we have more passing touchdowns than rushing touchdowns from the QB position, regardless of whoever the starter is. I just don't think that that's going to be the case in this offense. Nah.
Well, I'm going to go for the sweep and say nah here as well. I'm just going to hope that our coaching staff has a bit more of an imagination offensively, especially in the red zone, that they're able to get our tight ends involved and actually use all of our skill positions and come up with creative ways to get our playmakers the ball, other than just relying on our quarterbacks to just run the ball into the end zone. To Ike's point, Bo hasn't exactly scored a lot of touchdowns on his feet, more than throwing the ball or throwing touchdowns. So I just don't see that trend changing this year, especially with an offensive-minded coach who wants his QBs to stay in the pocket. So it's not for me.
All right, fellas. Facts or no, Tank will be at least a semifinalist for the Doak Award this season.
I'm going to go facts, and if it's any different, then somebody smoking something or Tank got hurt, period.
I mean, it's facts. It's Tank. Have you seen this guy play? Facts.
Smoking something I heard. Like I said, facts.
Damn. Well, I hate to be Debbie Downer, but I'm going to say no on this one. I actually think that in a more balanced offense, it's going to take the ball out of Tank's hands some. And, again, better red zone scoring under Mike Bobo and Brian Harsin means less opportunities for Tank, because I believe that whoever's our quarterback is going to play better, which will mean fewer opportunities. And in a balanced offense where we can throw the ball, and Shivers, I expect him to play well as well too. So he'll be getting the ball some, kind of lightening Tank's load to keep him healthy for the season. I don't think they want to run him into the ground. I'm going to go now on this one.
All right, everybody. Y'all know what time it is. It is the fan question of the week. You all submit some great questions on Twitter. It's time for us to pick one. This week's fan question comes courtesy of S. Riley8219. He says, facts or not, Auburn will have 10 players drafted in the first 3 seasons under Harsin. What are we feeling?
That's a pretty easy facts. We have enough talent on this roster, just like we've had enough talent on this roster in years past, except the difference is we hope we don't have a coach that's coaching guys down. At the very least, we're going to be running full route trees and utilizing offense and better offensive line play in a system that doesn't tank these guys for the NFL. So if we just get the guys we have coached up to their level of talent, not even above it, we'll have 10 guys going in 3 years easy. Facts.
Yeah, I'm going facts on this one, or the head coach's seat starts to get hot. Development has to be a thing. Getting your weight up has to be a thing. Development has to be a thing. So I believe that's back at Auburn. The coaches seem to have a solid plan for getting guys from where they are to where they need to be. And I'm looking forward to watching that pay dividends in the draft in years to come. So I'm going facts on this one. I think it's like 20 guys.
I'm going facts here. We have a lot of pro prospects just on the defensive side alone. And I think with this coaching staff and their plan for developing guys and the fact that they've harped on that a lot this offseason, I expect them to deliver. I expect for guys to improve and raise their draft stock under this coaching staff. I expect to see a few offensive guys improve and develop on that side of the ball. And I think when it's all said and done in 3 seasons, I fully expect for us to have at least 10 guys drafted into the NFL. So facts for me.
I'm going to make it another clean sweep on this one and go facts. In fact, I'm going to go out here and make a bold statement that I think we will get more than half of those this upcoming draft. So at least 5 or more players drafted off of this team in the next draft, barring some kind of catastrophic injuries. I think that's going to happen for Auburn. Not going to name those players just yet. Y'all might have to come back and hear me talk about that another time. But yeah, we're going to get at least 5 or 6 this coming draft. And if we can't land 3 or more in the next 2 years, then we've taken a drastic step in the wrong direction. So I'm gonna have to go facts on this. All right, everybody, that's another great edition of Facts or Nah. We are so excited to continue to bring this segment to y'all, but we need to continue to get questions from y'all about this stuff. So I want to make sure that you all are tweeting at us. That is at the War Report, #Facts or Nah. If you want to have your fan question answered right here. And of course, we're going to want to hear your responses to all the stuff that we do talk about right down here in the comments. Outside of that, you need to make sure you're following us on all of our social media. We are at the War Report on Instagram and Twitter. We are TW Report on TikTok. That's it. It's another great session of Facts or Nah. Until the next time, and as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.